My name is Eric Hughes. I'm the president of the Hillsborough Literacy Council this year. I'm so glad to see all of you guys and gals. Please continue to eat up all the food. Try to get rid of all of it. Lean into there. You're hungry. Yeah, get all the food. Yeah, eat that food. I'd like to welcome you to our 2025 Hillsborough Literacy Council Annual Assembly, where we show our appreciation to you guys, our learners, and our tutors and volunteers. Thank you so much for another great year. I have a little prepared speech here, I hope you don't mind. It's an honor to stand before you today at our annual assembly. Each year we come together, I'm reminded of something powerful, that learning, whether it's learning to read or to write or to express yourself in a new language, it isn't just about skills. It's about opening the doors of possibility to connection, to joy. Our theme this year is the joy of writing your own story. That's more than just a phrase. It's a reminder that every person here is the author of their own life. Some of us may have a chapter filled with struggle, others with triumph, but all of it matters. And when we share those stories, we don't just tell people who we are, we inspire them too. That's why this gathering is meaningful. It's a celebration of courage. The courage of our learners who put pen to paper, the courage of our volunteers who give their time and talents, and the courage of all of us to keep learning and growing. As we look ahead, let's remember every new word learned, every page read, every story shared is a step forward. And together we are building something bigger than ourselves. A community of storytellers whose voices deserve to be heard. Thank you for being a part of this story and for making this year and every year a chapter worth celebrating. Good job, guys. Good job. Now, the Hillsborough Literacy Council, or the HLC, as you know, provides free, confidential, that's a secret, we don't tell anybody about it, confidential literacy help for adult learners in Hillsborough County. The HLC administers two programs, Basic Literacy and English for Speakers of Other Languages. Basic Literacy provides one-on-one tutoring for adults who wish to learn to read and write up to a 5th grade level. And our ESOL program, English for Speakers of Other Languages, offers small group tutoring for adults who would like to learn to speak English. Then we also have Conversation Corners, which are our informal ESOL or ESOL drop-in program for students to practice speaking English. And I know a lot of you are here from a Conversation Corner. Thanks to the efforts of library staff, volunteers, and board members, we've been able to provide these services to the public for free for over 30 years. And we look forward to continuing to work and grow with you. I would like to give a special thank you to our guest speaker, Dr. Veselina Lambrev. I hope that assistant professor in the Doctorate of Education program at USF, or the University of South Florida. I would also like to thank the manager of Library Outreach and Partnerships, Cheryl Wolf, right there, Cheryl Wolf. Thank you, Cheryl. And this year, our MC will be the man with the interesting accent, Daniel Sullivan, who I'm sure most of you have met by now, because he is the literacy coordinator. All right, and with that, I will hand over the reins to you, Daniel.
Okay, good morning everyone. I'm happy and honoured to be here today with you, the tutors, students and other volunteers of the Hillsborough Literacy Council to celebrate all you've been able to accomplish during the past year. Learning to read, write and speak English is a long and intense process. Over the years, adults in Hillsborough County have learned skills that have helped them to turn a page in their lives and provide a brighter future for themselves and their families. Today, we proudly recognise the hard work, dedication and accomplishments of the students and tutors. The Hillsborough Literacy Council started as a library program in 1986. So, next year is going to be a big year too, and continues to receive most of its support from the library to this day. At this point, I'd like to invite the Manager of Library Outreach and Partnerships, Cheryl Wolf, to speak.
Thank you, Daniel. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Cheryl Wolf, and I'm the Manager of Partnerships for the Tampa Hillsborough County Public Library, and the literacy team is one of my favorite teams. Did I say favorite? They are. They're one of my teams. On behalf of the Tampa Hillsborough County Public Library, I would like to welcome you to the Hillsborough Literacy Council's annual Student and Tutor Celebration. Today's theme is the joy of writing your own story. I would like to share the past few weekends I have participated in a writer's workshop with a couple mentors and a few other writers. We are given a writing prompt and we work on it for a short time. The time goes fast and then we share what we have written with the group. The truth of the matter is writing is hard because it's hard to capture everything in that first draft. So I went to the place I always go to when I want to improve my skills, the library. I borrowed some books on the craft of writing, and I'm excited to continue working on my writing projects. At your local public libraries, we offer millions of stories that educate, transform, and inspire. Your libraries have books, ebooks, audiobooks, magazines, and other materials for reading, for writing, and for learning. Libraries offer a local author collection and host author talks. Your libraries offer writing workshops and recording studios to support your creativity. I know I have enjoyed reading all the stories and visions, and I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. I hope you find joy in writing your own story, and please know the library is here to support you as you write your own stories. Today is a day for celebrating your literacy and learning successes. I would like to take a moment to talk about the successes from this past year. This year we hosted tutoring at 19 of our branches. We have seen 596 customers, attended 90 conversation corner sessions across 9 libraries. Thank you, tutors, for your dedication. This year we have more than 53 tutors who have volunteered, more than 69 new tutors who completed the online tutor training, totaling more than 963 hours of tutoring. 68 of you have attended regular tutoring sessions. More than 2 of you have become U.S. citizens. 12 students landed new jobs. We received raises or promotions. 4 earned their driver's licenses. More received library cards. 5 completed a skill book. And 11 read aloud to their children. As you all have self-reported to our literacy team. Congratulations to all our learners and deepest thanks to our tutors. The impact the Hillsborough Literacy Council has on our community constantly amazes me. To the Hillsborough Literacy Council Board, your efforts help transform lives through literacy, from developing a new vision and direction for literacy to putting together our event today. Thank you for all you do. Finally, I would like to commend our literacy team, Daniel Sullivan and Daniel Vasquez, for their outstanding work. They work hard to welcome and onboard new tutors, to welcome new students, match them with the tutors, and to support the entire process of tutoring, programs like Conversation Corner, track statistics, and just to keep everyone informed. It is a pleasure to work alongside all of you. I hope you enjoy the event today, and thank you.
All right, thank you, Cheryl. So let's take a moment to recognize another person from the library. If you guys want to give a wave, Daniel Vasquez is our literacy assistant in the red shirt at the back. So he's the first point of contact if you call us, if you email us, and I know because he was out for a few days. He's been, talking to new students, new potential students all the time, and we couldn't do this without him. So thank you, Daniel. And we also have today our honored guest, our brand new library director, Shelley Cantrell, is here as well. Okay, and now I'd like to introduce our guest speaker today, who's Dr. Veselina Lambrev.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Thank you for inviting me to this event today. It's an honor to be here. And really excited to hear about all your accomplishments this year and throughout the years. Very, very impressive to learn about this. My name is Veselina Lambrev. I'm an associate professor at the College of Education at the University of South Florida. I really loved the theme of this year's event. I do believe we write our own stories, and I wanted to share with all of you today a little bit about my story. Coming as an immigrant to the United States in 2007. I called it the journey of self-discovery. I do believe that while we write our stories, we also self-discover so many things about each of us, and at least that was the case for me. And my story is also related to what I do as an educator. And one of these things is that I do research with minority community, specifically the Roma community in Europe, and specifically in Bulgaria. So let me share a little bit about me. As you can tell from my accent, I am somewhere from Eastern Europe, perhaps you can tell that. I'm from Bulgaria. For those of you who've been there, or if you haven't been there, it's in Eastern Europe. It was for a long time a part of the Soviet bloc, and when I was a child, it went through political changes with the collapse of the Soviet bloc. In Bulgaria, I worked as a teacher. I taught Bulgarian language and literature classes in middle and high school, so something similar like English language arts teacher, I guess, in the United States. So I did that for about 9 years. And I really enjoyed what I did. And then I met my husband, and he was already living in Hawaii at that time. He's also from Bulgaria. And this is how I moved to the United States in 2007, straight from Europe to the Hawaii Islands. So, as you can imagine, I had to learn English some more because I learned English a little bit in school, but when I was a child, we had to learn Russian because we're really close to Russia and the Soviet Union at that time. And along the way, we started learning a little bit of English. So I could write a little bit. I wasn't comfortable speaking English at all. I mean, I could speak a little bit, but I would speak so softly. And I didn't have the confidence and not to mention to read or to be an educator, which I wanted to continue to be. So I learned about these English classes for adult learners, which were offered in high schools in Honolulu. And for about a year, I attended these classes. And I was just talking to Cheryl and shared with her that it was so helpful for me. And I almost forgot about these classes because it's been a while, right? And we tend to forget things. But I remember it was super challenging in the beginning. We had to read the daily newspaper, which was called Honolulu Star Advertiser. And in the beginning, I didn't understand what was going on in these articles. So I do believe for me it was changing, really helping. Also to gain confidence with speaking, because sometimes when, you know, my husband and I would get to the grocery store and to the cashier, and they asked me, I remember that very vividly, did you find everything you looked for today? Yes. Yes. Speak up. But this really helped to get some confidence and some knowledge, and eventually I took some exams, and I continued my education at University of Hawaii, and this is where I found my passion to work further with teachers, with students who are in all backgrounds of education, and I started working first as a teaching assistant with a program that was called the Education Doctorate Program, the EDD for short. And in this program, we have educators from all kinds of education background, teachers, school principals, formal, informal educators, librarians as well. So I did that for a while, first as a graduate assistant, and then as an instructor of such courses in the program. And I wanted to share a little bit about you, because I do believe it's part of my story, and when I was reflecting on our conversation today, I thought, you know, maybe it's worth to just show a little bit about it. So you will see my first cohort here. I'm still a student here. My last cohort over there, where I was already an instructor teaching courses for the program. And then, this is actually what brought me to Tampa and to the University of South Florida, because I wanted to continue on and do that more as a faculty and to do research in this area. And I joined the University of South Florida Education Doctorate EDD program, where I've been teaching since 2019. And again, two pictures of some of my students, because we have a big program, and we admit students every year. So you will see my first cohort at USA in 2019, and then some of my current students here from this year. So as I shared with you, in my work, I have been very interested in advancing ways for educators to positively impact the lives of students and communities. And I do believe all of us do that in one way or another, or in various ways, actually. This is what interests me. I'm very interested in the vital role of educators in the lives of their students. I think the speakers before me touched on this, and I certainly agree on this. I do believe as educators we impact students' lives. So within this area, one of my fields that I have specifically focused on is the education of Roma people, or this is the Europe's largest and most disadvantaged minority community. And many of you have probably heard about Roma. They were previously called gypsies, which is really a derogatory term that we try to avoid and not to use anymore in the literature and also when speaking with Roma people. So I wanted to share with you a little bit about my work with the Roma people, and specifically I'm going to share one study, just insights from the study about the role of educators. A little bit of history. Largest minority, about 10 million people living across Europe. In almost every European country, you will meet Roma people. They're very diverse. They share one, the umbrella ethnicity of the Roma, but still they can speak different languages, religions, different, very different socioeconomic status. Across Europe as well, many Roma people still live in extreme poverty. You've probably seen from television a little bit sometimes those neighborhoods where Roma people live. Many of them, especially in these countries that are part of the former Soviet bloc in Eastern and Southeast Europe, many Roma people and communities still live in segregated communities, often called Roma neighborhood or Gypsy neighborhood, but every town where you can possibly go, you will meet people of Romani descent. In terms of Bulgaria, where I'm from, Roma has the highest percentage of Roma people in Europe. In terms of percentage, more Roma communities live in Romania, for instance, but in Bulgaria they represent about 10% of the country's population, although this is not official because the government doesn't really conduct official data on this. So why I chose this research topic, besides the fact that I'm from Bulgaria, but honestly before I came here, things were very different for me because I wasn't a part of the Roma community, I was part of the dominant Bulgarian group, and as you can imagine, when you have privileges, right, you don't really think about and recognize the disadvantage of non-dominant communities. So to give you a sense of some of this context and how I came to this topic, I wanted to share with you a brief story or a reflection that I wrote for today, and it's from my childhood. The sound of a strange woman's voice coming from my grandparents' front yard wakes me up. I hurried to the window and saw an old woman sitting next to my grandfather and reading his coffee cup. The woman wore a colorful, strange scarf around her head. "Oh, this is Kostana, the gypsy who sells things and reads people's fortunes," my grandmother said. She was busy with her housework inside, but kept a wary eye on the scene outside. Kostana and my grandfather knew each other, and sometimes she would visit to read his fortunes. However, at my early age, I think I was probably 5 or 6 if I remember, I couldn't understand why I wasn't allowed to join my grandfather outside when Kostana came to visit. The only rule I was told to remember was to stay away from gypsies, because they only brought troubles, according to my grandmother. "But what about Kostana?" I asked. "She's gypsy too, and she's grandpa's friend." "She's not a friend," my grandma scoffed. "Gypsies and Bulgarians cannot be friends." After saying this, my grandmother would quickly go to clean the yard door handle that the old Roma woman just touched on her way out. This is a true story that I vividly remember from my childhood. So I wanted to share this story with you because this happened in 1980s in communist Bulgaria when I was a child. And I think it illustrates how from an early age, children in Eastern Europe often perceived Roma as outsiders, as exotic outsiders, even though Roma had been living in Europe and Bulgaria for hundreds of years. So I think you can see that the relationships between Roma and Bulgarians and the dominant populations are really complex and shaped by a long history of discrimination and exclusion. And I really didn't realize this until I started my studies in educational foundations at the University of Hawaii. And I learned cultural and social foundations of education, and international education was my focus. And we started learning about the struggles of disadvantaged communities in the United States, and Hawaii specifically, new immigrant groups, and treatment of such groups. And at that point, I was having like an eye-opening experience when I was like, wait, I was one of those people who discriminated against Roma people in my own country, who, when I was looking for a teaching position, I didn't really think about looking for a position in the Roma schools, right? So this was another story, but briefly what brought me to this topic. So just a little bit of the history. I think I shared with you already that during the communist regime until 1989, Roma children's bilingualism was seen as something very bad. And because of their bilingualism and not being able to speak Bulgarian or the language of the country where they were residing, many or most of these children were placed in special schools for children with disabilities just because they were not speaking the language. Which, if we look at our history here, is also something where we can find commonalities, I think. And today, despite formal policy, because Bulgaria is part of the European Union, and we have a formal policy that is supposed to end segregation, specifically school segregation, but in reality, the policy is not enforced, and we still have Bulgarian and Roma only schools. Even though officially they're not called Roma schools, but the majority of students in these schools are Roma. So, as I shared, I've been interested in the role of teachers. What can teachers do? We know that as teachers, we can do certain things and we can really change things at once, even though we really want to, right? But we are constrained. But at the same time, we have the policy and we have the teachers, and I was interested, okay, so what do teachers do? And these are mostly, let me tell caring teachers, because you can rarely find Roma individuals hired to teaching positions. Okay? In my research, I've met Roma people who have a pedagogical certificate or teaching certificate, how it's called here, and they were really challenged to find a position because, again, out of discrimination and certain stereotypes around this. I also wanted to share this idea from Geneva Gate, which is really powerful in education, specifically in culturally responsive education, that it is crucial for teachers working with linguistically and culturally diverse students to understand their students, to have the cultural knowledge of their students' experiences and needs and home and life situations. So I wanted to see if, in this specific study, and to what extent teachers in Bulgaria and to specific high schools were teaching their students in a way that responded to their cultural background, their needs, bilingualism, in other ways, how are they supporting their students, because we don't have such support really in the curriculum of Bulgaria. It's a mainstream curriculum, it's standardized for everybody taking the same exams, and not really having this culturally responsive element, which is not a part of the formal curriculum. And through my research, I've been meeting with teachers. I was hearing things that teachers were sharing with me about informally supporting their students or finding ways to do it, even though it was not part of their duties. So that was what really motivated me to do this research. So I chose to share just a little bit of what teachers said. I thought their words are more powerful than speaking about the literature and what the literature says about it. So I found several important themes, I believe, in teachers' words. And one of them was this idea about building trusting relationships. And we heard today about the role of the community, the role of connecting with each other, coming here, right? And I really think this is a big and important thing, that trusting relationships, connections, and community really open doors for people to learn and to trust each other. So as you can see, just a couple of quotes from teachers. They believe that they first needed to connect with the parents, to connect with the community, to learn about the community and the parent situations, because otherwise people would not trust them. And we have a high dropout rates of Roma children, really high dropout rates. Due to different factors, but according to teachers, lack of relationships and trust is probably one of them. I was also impressed where teachers spoke about how they went above and beyond the regular teachers' duties. For instance, teachers sharing that they go to students' homes in the morning to wake them up, to drive them to school, because you know, sometimes students need to take care of siblings. Keep in mind, in many of these families, it's extreme poverty situation, so parents really trying to provide for their families, and children trying to help with whatever they can. Another topic was that this idea of teachers designing teaching strategies or approaches that were addressing their students' culture, language, needs, and identities. So I just decided to show this quote here from this mathematics teacher who said, "Throughout my years working with Roma students, I've learned that it is crucial to move beyond the standard curriculum. I strive to teach in ways that connect with my students." And they give different examples of how they did that. For instance, really taking time from class time to talk with students about what they did over the weekend, what are their dreams for the future, getting to know their families so that they can support them in difficult situations. Teachers also talk about poverty and that in some cases they would work with their colleagues to support their students with food. They also talk about school segregation. This was specifically something that I asked them because I wanted to know what Bulgarian and Bulgarian teachers think about school segregation. And what was interesting and sadly, most of these teachers thought that school segregation is a natural process and that it's fine and there's nothing we can do about it. So that was really something that I reflected and wrote about, this idea that teachers need support through trainings, pre-service and in-service teachers to build critical consciousness about ideas that are really important for the advancement of their students. So some lessons learned, as with all my other studies, I learned so much here, and this is just a representation of, I think, 10 or 11 teachers. Okay. This was also a study that was done specifically looking for teachers who were identified by school principals as individuals who worked, individual students who would go beyond and above their ways. So I used the purposeful sampling method, and this should not represent, unfortunately does not represent the majority of the teachers, right? So, which is topic of other studies. But just to keep in mind that a small portion of educators are perhaps thinking in this way. That's the limitations of the study. The importance of ending school segregation, I think, really needs to be a formal government policy which should be enforced, otherwise just not working. And I also reflected a little bit on the role of researchers. I think part of my journey of self-discovery was this reflection of who am I doing this research, and asking people to share with me their life stories, right? Why should they trust me if first I am coming from the dominant cultural group, and most of the time really people or individuals in disadvantaged communities, and Roma specifically, they don't really trust outsider researchers. Right? Most time, researchers will come, ask you something and leave, and they write their paper, right? And it is what it is. So I've been trying to do some work around this. I go to Bulgaria every summer to visit my mom, and also to continue to work with the schools and build partnership as much as we can. And the last slides are just some pictures from my work throughout the years. This specific picture is from a community school, which is close to a church in the Roma community in one of the towns I visited a few years ago. And here, children learn how to speak Bulgarian language because they're about to start first grade the next year. And a Roma individual from the community has organized this school entirely free. He's not being paid for this work, and they provide food with some donors. They're able to provide food for children so that they can come and start learning Bulgarian, because they know it's part of their empowerment to integrate and to be part of the decision-making processes. And also some other pictures from my research with Roma individuals who I can call my friends now, really wonderful people who opened their homes for me so that we can sit and chat and have coffee and just connect with each other and learn more about this. So that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you today.
It was very interesting to see. Very fascinating. Very sweet.
Thank you, Veselina. And I think the big takeaway from that to me is like the importance of the connection between the students and their teacher, right? And you know, it takes a long time to learn a language. It takes a lot of focus and effort, and having, you know, that support, I think, is what makes it happen, really. You know, academic knowledge, grammar knowledge, like that's important too, but I would say the most important thing is having that rapport and that connection with your students, right? Okay, so at your tables you'll see a publication entitled Visions. Each year the Hillsborough Literacy Council publishes this moving collection of student essays. These essays are a celebration of students' learning progress and are published without any editing. So now we will hear from a few of those students who have agreed to read their Visions essays for us, or to speak for us. So today we have Jennifer. Yes. Would you like to come up?
Hello everyone. My name is Camila Sanchez. I have not been to my country, Colombia, for approximately 4 years because I was planning my sweet nephew, David baby, Spacey, and Down syndrome. The day we were supposed to travel arrived, we were very excited to see everyone in the family. I'm very happy win the park. My whole family celebration his birthday. My nephew liked to dance and dance a lot. He was very happy to see all friends dancing, enjoying the service. I also enjoyed my country a lot. Going out to see different places, rivers, mountains, food, and working alone. I thank you God so much for giving the opportunity to recruit to my country and enjoy being with all my family. I traveled with my cousin and my pet, Leah. I want to thank my teacher who worked so hard to help us learn English. Thank you also for the wonderful moments we had in class. I'm happy so much.
Next we'll have Celine.
Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Celine. I would like to tell you about part of my summer vacation. We planned a trip to Portugal in June 2025. We had visited Lisbon years ago and liked it very much. But at the time, we didn't have the opportunity to travel to Porto, which is located in the north. We took a direct flight from Montreal, which took about 6 hours. It was a smooth and relatively short flight from North America to Europe. There are also direct flights from the rest of Porto. Porto's old city is very beautiful and walkable. We chose to rent a car because we traveled to other Portuguese cities, such as Braga and Guimarães, as well as to Lisbon, Spain. The roads in Portugal are safe, GPS works well, and Portuguese drivers are very respectful. If you choose to rent a car, I would suggest getting a compact one, as the streets and parking spaces in Portugal are quite narrow. We stayed in a hotel close to the airport at highways outside the old town. This location allowed us to leave the city quickly than visiting nearby towns. Hotels in that area also tend to have larger rooms compared to those in the old town, and many have been recently renovated. Porto is a very touristic city with visitors from many countries, especially across Europe. It's an excellent destination for seafood lovers, offering a wide variety at very affordable prices. Porto is located in the Douro region, which is famous for its port wines. It's somewhat similar to Napa Valley. You can do wine tastings at many places for just €7. You can try 6 different port wines. There are also venues where you can listen to fado, traditional Portuguese music, and enjoy the complimentary wine. Don't miss pastel de nata, a Portuguese pastry similar to an egg tart. It's delicious. 5 or 6 days is enough to explore Porto and its surroundings. It's a fun and safe city, but like any other tourist destination, you should remain cautious. Our rental car's license plate was stolen, and we had to replace the car and pay for the missing plate. These things can happen while traveling, and I highly recommend adding Porto to your travel list.
Okay, and next we have Xiaoqing.
My name is Xiaoqing. I'm from China. I came American States 2 years ago. Just I come here I can't speak words of English. I can't speak English and understand anything. I felt like a fool and was very sad. Thank you, Tutor. Thank you, God, for saving and angel to teach me from the beginning. Her lessons was so interesting and helped me slow learn English. Now I can hold a simple conversation. I volunteer at the Lutz Senior Center. I savor every senior person and talk to them, which help me improve my English, my life very happy. Thank you so much.
Okay, are there any other students who would like to speak? Okay. Okay, we also have some students who have completed this stage of their learning journey. We consider them to be graduates of our program. They are people who are ready to move on, and we are so happy to have been able to help them in their journey. We have 2 graduates now. And we're just going to acknowledge their hard work because they are out working right now, I think, and can't make it today. That is Carlos Guzman and Jacques Uribe. Okay, so generally between our tutoring programs and our conversation programs, we have over 150 students. These students work hard to study English and reading skills so that they can fully participate in the communities where we live. All of our students are dedicated to learning, yet there are always a few that stand out and shine. Carol, if you're ready, we will present the Student of the Year Award winners. Okay, so our first Student of the Year is in the English as a Second Language program. He's somebody who has really being brave and dedicated to his studies and to also helping his classmates. I know myself, it's really tough to move to a foreign country and learn a new language. But this student is somebody who is already a leader in his class, and he's a leader in his workplace, where they have pushed him to be the go-to English speaker already. And so we would, the first Student of the Year in the English as a Second Language program is Sadamu Tamaki. Hey, congratulations. Would you like to say Anything? If you want. Yes, please. Okay. It can be honest.
Hello. My name is Saddam. Last June, I talked about my life in Japan and came all the way to Tampa, Florida. With my 2 dogs as my travel buddy, because I want to be with the love of my life. It was quite a lovely day. Between the brown white, the paper walk and making sure my dogs didn't cost too much. To run it both like an adventure. Since last November, I've been learning English with joy and developing rival. She's been amazed and very patient. Thanks to her, I was able to pass my driver's license test and now I own here in the US. It hasn't always been easy, but with a little courage, a lot of help, and I made Tampa my new home. Thank you, Joe.
All right. Congratulations, Saddam. Okay, our next student of the year is from our Adult Basic English program. You know, like, I know these guys have been working really hard for 4 years. Like, it's been a really long journey, okay? And, you know, I think everybody's really, really proud of his progress so far. So, Roger, Barry. Congratulations. Would you like to say anything?
First, I want to say thank God for my teacher right there. He fight with me a lot, so sometimes he won't spank me too, but he's a good guy to me. He teach me a lot from scratch coming up. There is never going on without my license. How to learn how to read. And he take me from base up straight up, so I just want to thank God for that guy right there. There is never going. I just want to say thank you, Teach, for everything you do for me, and thank you, God.
Thank you, Roger. Okay, so today is about celebrating the difference all Hillsborough Literacy Council tutors make in the lives of adults in our community. We would like to recognise some tutors who have accumulated 50 or more hours of volunteer service over the last year. So, as your name is called, please stand and stay standing, and we'll bring you a little gift in honour of your service. So, for tutors who have completed more than 50 hours of volunteer service, we have Debbie Ludin, Karen Katims, Jeff Taylor, and Perry Sonan.
Thank you, Jeff.
And we'd also like to acknowledge two very special tutors who accumulated over 100 hours of volunteer service over the last year. Joy and Jeff Kaluski. Okay, so learning English is essential to surviving and thriving in our community. As you have heard, the Hillsborough Literacy Council offers both small group tutoring and English practice and conversation corner groups to help students gain fluency in this difficult language. So this year alone, numerous new English learners have sought help from Hillsborough Literacy Council. So it's now time to present the English as a Second Language Tutor of the Year Award. This tutor is somebody who is really dedicated to his students and really dedicated to tutoring, and has contributed both to Conversation Corner and to our tutoring program as well. He's somebody who has, who's always looking to improve both his own skills and the skills of his students. And the ESOL Tutor of the Year this year is Jeff Taylor.
I really appreciate this. This is very nice. Thanks to Daniel for all the help, and I have a lot of fun with the students, and it's a real pleasure for me. Hopefully they enjoy themselves. I know how I'll enjoy myself. So thank you very much.
So Jeff's been tutoring since 2019?
I believe so.
Is that right?
I believe so.
Yes, and in addition to tutoring his own student, he also teaches the Conversation Corner on Saturday afternoons at Town and Country. You're going there later today as well.
I am.
So if you want to work on your English this afternoon, so thank you so much for your service. Now also in our Adult Basic English program, we would like to acknowledge one tutor who he has, as we already saw, tutored for over 100 hours this year. We've seen the fantastic improvement his student has made already, and he's just been like somebody who's also helped me identify new resources to help teachers improve as well, and he's just been like really, really tireless and dedicated to his student, and that is Jeff Kaluski.
it can't be more fun for me than having a student like Roger. He comes in with a big smile on his face every day, or we meet Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and just anxious to learn, anxious to talk about stuff. He's from Jamaica. I love it. Everybody loves his accent, of course, because everybody loves the Jamaican accent. Everything I need, He just puts me at ease, and hopefully after him at ease. It's been wonderful. It hasn't been a challenge or a chore at all to do this since I'm retired finally, and it's fun to do. So thank God that I get a chance to do this, and thank you guys for helping me out too.
Okay, and we have one more tutor of the year who is not here at the moment because can you guess what he's doing? He's tutoring a student right now at Temple Terrace, and he didn't want to give up his lesson with his student to, come today because it's that important to him. And he's had like 3 adult basic students, helping 3 gentlemen learn to read and write at once, as in like one on Monday, one on Wednesday, one on Saturday morning. He's been really dedicated to that. So his name is Perry Sonny. Okay, and now our next award is called the Sylvia Miller Award for the Outstanding Tutor, and it is given to a special tutor who has contributed countless hours over the years. Sylvia Miller was a volunteer tutor who always gave much more than was expected for her. She was a champion for the adult learner, logging over 1,500 volunteer hours in a 5-year period. In addition to being a literacy tutor, she served as area representative coordinator, and a board member. Although Sylvia Miller passed away in October 2009, her legacy clearly lives on. Helping me present this award is Hillsborough Literacy Council board member Carol Hockney. Okay, so Sylvia Miller Award includes this beautiful clock that Carol is holding.
With my name, my hand over the name. It's very nice.
Furthermore, every award winner has their name added to the plaque of winners that's located inside the entrance of the John F. Germany Library. That's the downtown main library. So it gives me great pleasure to announce the recipient of this year is Janet Daggs. Janet started volunteering.
Did you get? Wait, and that's not all. Will you say something, Janet?
So let me introduce you a little first. So Janet started volunteering in 2012. Over more than a decade, she has helped countless students meet their English learning goals. Janet's conversation group at Jimmy B. Keel Regional Library has been a mainstay of our program for many years and is the source of many wonderful memories and friendships for her students.
Yes.
Quite an honor. I want to thank a lot of people that I started back in 2012. I went to the in-person training class, and I ran into a classmate, Paul Supposich, and we were high school friends. At that time, I didn't realize until he stood up and introduced himself and started teaching that was my classmate. So that was embarrassing. But after that, I started with my students. I was nervous about doing a one-on-one tutoring. So I asked for a group. And I had a group of 3 people, one from Venezuela, Cuba, and Panama. And the four of us would get together every week for 3 years, I think, out at Town and Country Library. And we all became friends. They became very good friends and shared Christmas together, their families. They didn't know each other. And to me, that was one of my most rewarding things, to see my students socializing together and spending a big holiday together. Then I met Carol. And I joined her conversation class as a helper. And she invited me to the book club. So, and we're still doing our book club together this many years later. But I enjoyed working with the conversation class. So now an opportunity came available at Jimmy Keel Library, and I did that for many years. Two of my students that have been my students for many years are here today. We love it. We have our potlucks where we taste each other's food from different countries. We have our different topics. It's been a wonderful experience for me, for them. It's very rewarding, very rewarding. Thank you. My time serving on the board.
And thanks to Janet, you have those little sparkly things on your table.
Oh yeah, we like to have
Those
fun.
come out of the Thank you, Janet.
Thank you.
Okay, so we mentioned the important role of English practice programs. Our conversation corners are open to anyone who wishes to practice their English speaking skills in an informal group setting. Each conversation corner has an organizer who develops a lesson for each week and works with several other volunteers who practice with the students. Over the past few years, we've had some new tutors also start doing Conversation Corner, and we're really grateful to everybody. So we would like to recognise our Conversation Corner leaders at this time. Will you guys please stand and stay standing as your name is called? So from 2025, we have, of course, Janet. We also had Jane at Jane Platt Regional Library, Christine at Maureen Gaza Branch Library, Joy at Riverview Branch Library, Chuck at South Shore Regional Public Library, Jeff at Town and Country.
Jeff, did you get them out already? You only get one. Okay.
Isabella at North Tampa Library. Danette at Seminole Heights, and then we had Christine and Carol online. Okay, so the Hillsborough Literacy Council is able to operate through the service of dedicated volunteers, many of whom are here today. If you are a tutor or a helper at the Conversation Corner, please stand so we can give you a round of applause as well. And our volunteers are constantly inspired by the dedication and hard work of their students. Can we have all the students who are here stand for a round of applause? Thank you to the Hillsborough Literacy Council once again. I'll now turn the program back over to the President, Eric Hughes. So thank you too.
Thank you. Okay. I'm so glad to have been able to see you guys. This is one of the best things of my year. year, and I think a lot of us feel that way. So tell your friends for next year. We could welcome more people even. The Hillsborough Literacy Council is supported by many people. We'd like to thank the library and the library advisors, the Literacy Council office staff, the Daniels. We have many individual generous donors that provide us money for this event and for some other things. So let's take a moment, please, if we can thank our sponsors, the Tampa Hillsborough County Public Library, the Mosaic Company, and the New Tampa Rotary Club. Thanks to Paul. This event could not be possible without their help, and they also provide other services that allow us to get materials and things like that, so we really appreciate them. We'd also like to thank our fellow board members who are here, although Jennifer Schneider is not here at the moment, but we'd like to thank her for helping us find our wonderful speaker today. Thank you, Jennifer. We'd like to thank our secretary, Bill Hunter. Our treasurer, Genevieve, there she is in the back. Carol Bognick is Randy Meredith here. Paul Suffolk. And one of our longest running members, he doesn't get around very much anymore, but we would like to thank Frank Scheidler. Before we go, the books in the middle of the table are free, so if you would like a book, you see an interesting book, please take it with you, it's free. And with that, I would like to thank, again, all of you for being here today, and we look forward to working with you some more this year and to see you again 1 year from now. Thank you, everybody.